Welcome back to the show. My name is Steve Saffy. You're listening to CarSmarts Radio. If you enjoy the show and would like a personal preview of what's coming up each week, go to CarSmarts Radio website and subscribe to the mailing list. You'll get one email per week letting you know what guests are coming up and an email containing the podcast of the previous week's show just in case you missed it. That's carsmartsradio.com or .com, you know, is all right. Whatever works, baby.
Whatever works.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Back with Shawn Klush, the world's top Elvis tribute artist. And I can't help but get into a southern accent when I talk to him. Pennsylvania native, proud owner of a beautiful new Ford Raptor, 2019 Ford Raptor. And I know you're a truck guy, and you've been looking at this for a long time. We looked at King Ranches years ago,
Sure.
and now you got a Raptor. Tell me a little bit about your Raptor.
Oh, the show's not long enough, man. No, it's an incredible vehicle. It's a dream vehicle, as you know, like you said, for years and years and years, been going through and this, that, and the other. And once I laid eyes on that Raptor, I was done. I mean, it's the right color. It does
blue.
Yep, it does anything and everything you can ask it to do. It's a most amazing vehicle.
It's just great, and you got the 4-door version. You got the windows tinted out, and it's just it's powerful. It's powerful. You're gonna take it off road at all?
I get out to Vegas. I will. California sign.
That's another thing about Elvis. When he toured, he made sure there were cars there waiting for him. We were talking about that in the car. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Joe Esposito always had, whatever year it was, whatever year they were touring, 72, 73, 74, 75, there was always, for the guys, for him, his dad, and whoever was on tour with them, Joe Esposito made sure that he did his job. So there was always 2 Fleetwoods waiting.
Wow.
Midnight blue or black, didn't want any other color, you know. And sometimes would fool the fans, and they would follow those 2 cars, and he'd be behind in a 73 Torino.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's done that a time or two.
There's a great website if you're interested in Elvis's cars. It's actually an Australian website, elvis.com.au, and there's a page on there that lists all the cars he's owned and the stories behind them. The '54 Cadillac, just a bunch of them on there, and you can go there and look at the stories and pick really cool pictures too if you haven't seen them before. Let's talk about with Shawn Klush. By the way, ShawnKlush.com if you want to know where he's going to be. You're going to the UK later this year too.
Yeah, November.
Yep.
Yeah. Sold out too.
That's it. Sorry, folks. If you're listening in England on podcast, the show is sold out.
Sold out.
Tell us a little bit about what was your first. I'm sorry. We have a little intro music. On to the Hot Lab, a series of questions we ask every guest here on CarSmarts Radio, just to get a sort of bearing on where they are. What was the first car? Maybe that you didn't know him. What was the first car you drove?
Oh, geez. First car I ever drove was, I was doing that illegally.
Yeah.
I think it was my parents' 68 Buick.
Nice. Wow. My parents had a 68 Buick as well.
See,
what model was it?
Remember? It was a 2-door, and it was, I remember it was cream and black.
Wow.
The top was black, and the interior was black, but the car was cream.
Was it long? Was it a big one? Or?
Oh, yeah. It had that 68, 69 mentality. You know, the Buick and the Chevy, it all looked the same.
That's right.
Chevelles and, yeah.
My parents had a 68 LeSabre,
Nice.
brown, turd brown, man. It was
been there.
But, you know, it's a great car. All right, car you took your driving test in.
Oddly enough, a 78 F100 Ford, my dad's.
Nice, interesting. First ticket, not including a parking ticket.
Never got a ticket.
Is that right?
Never got a ticket.
Even in the Raptor?
Even in the Raptor.
Good for you. Now, you know a lot of, I mean, if you break a law in Pittston or Scranton or something like that, it's a pretty tight community.
Sure, it sure is, and it doesn't hurt that I have a sheriff's badge.
A car that you sold that you regret selling? One that got away?
One that got away, yeah, probably. You know, I got rid of, an uncle gave me my dad's brother, my uncle gave me a 73 LTD.
Really?
And that as well was turd brown.
Wow.
The 351
Cleveland engine.
Windsor.
Yeah, Windsor.
It was one of them. But this big old bomb boy, nothing ever rode like that. Nothing.
Right. Money no object, and you're a big star now, so big star. what's your dream car if you could have anything in the garage aside from the Raptor? Raptors obviously was high on your list, but
Right.
what else is in there? I know you love Ferraris, I know that.
Right, I would love nothing more than own another Ferrari. That would be great. But the all-time dream car of all time is probably a Rolls Royce. I think if especially today, they're the worst vehicle out for gas. They're the heaviest car in the world. But you know, man, you come down the road in one of them, you've arrived.
Now, Elvis had a bunch. That was one of the first cars. He also purchased a Silver Cloud, I think it was.
In 1960, he bought it because he got out of the Army and he had signed a deal to make movies. So he
and he posed with it in grace. It's just an iconic photograph.
Yeah, the black one. And then because he liked it, he bought Silver Cloud later that year. I believe it was a '61, and it was a white one. And that was the LA version of. So he left the black one in Memphis, and he drove the white Rolls in LA.
What would Elvis? Let's say Elvis was in his prime today. What do you think he'd be driving? A Raptor?
You know what? I don't think so. Maybe, but I've been around Lisa Marie quite a bit, and she likes the Escalades. So I think it would probably still be in a Cadillac deal.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would just be an SUV or something of that nature.
Wouldn't he be amazed at cars today? I mean, he had some cool stuff, customized. George Barris.
George Barris did all of his cars.
Did a lot of stuff, and he had some really cool stuff inside his cars.
Yep.
But if he could see technology today, man, he would just.
Oh, well, the guys tell me, Jerry Schilling told me, man, if he ever, the internet, forget about it.
Right.
He'd be all over that.
Yeah, he had a lot of quirky cars as well. He had that little Jeep thing that he ran around. He also had a Messerschmitt,
Right.
and it's the only audio I could find where Elvis was talking. Maybe you know of others. The only audio I could find where Elvis was talking about one of his cars, and I want to play that little 30-second clip
Cool.
clip. And the Messerschmitt is kind of lost. Nobody really knows where that exact car is. It was given to Lansky, and
Lansky on Beale, and Lansky remained his clothier for a long time. Yeah, I'd have to ask. Well, Hal's gone.
Yeah.
That was Hal Lansky.
That's right.
So, but his son is still around, Harold, I believe.
still runs the store. And I think the Spy guy interviewed him and tried to figure out where the car is. And
Yeah, and
it might be in a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah,
actually.
probably it could be. It could be. What were you going to say, Chris?
Go ahead, Chris.
I was just thinking when you were asking about what you think he'd be driving today, it reminded me of the Beatles story when the Beatles first met him and they saw the first remote control ever.
Yeah.
You know, that he'd be driving the first car that ever drove itself now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
along those
probably.
lines.
Which is a Cadillac.
Yeah. Oh, they all do now, and he
Yeah, well.
probably get into the technology with Tesla and all that stuff. But it's just great. Listen, we got about a minute left. I want to thank you for obviously for coming down and doing the show here in the Philly area. It's just great. And Chris, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you guys talking about it. We didn't even scratch the surface.
No,
we didn't talk about the '71 Continental 3.
No, the motorcycles.
The
Man. Come on.
Trikes, the motorcycles.
You mean the motorcycle, the trikes that he took the engines out of and put Volkswagen engines in?
Yeah,
To
those.
make them go faster?
And the golf car. He did that with the golf carts as well. I mean, he absolutely loved cars. And listen, the legend lives on, and it lives on with Shawn Klush and his band that travels the world, ShawnKlush.com. And be sure to check out that website. And looking for my closing notes here as we close the show here. Again, thanks for coming in. Remember, folks, sign up for our preview email to learn about next week's show. And of course, join us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Until then, tune up and tune in to CarSmarts Radio.